This is a production of Hockey Night in Oswego. Only on WTOP.
And welcome back into the Deborah F. Stanley Ice Arena and the Steve Levy Press Box for the first Oswego State men's ice hockey game of 2025 and the second broadcast of WTOP 10 for 2025. I'm Kenny Gerard. Thank you for joining us for Hockey Night in Oswego, the Oswego State Holiday Classic Special. So, recap last game just really quickly. Alvernia taking the best of Lebanon Valley College, winning 6-1. Oswego now plays against Neumann College. Now, three of those schools are in the MAC, Neumann included, Oswego the only SUNYAC school. Oswego State only 1 point behind Buffalo State in their respective conference, SUNYAC. Neumann just behind Wilkes College in the MAC. So two second-place conference teams going at it. The winner of this game will play the championship game tomorrow. Now how this works is if Oswego wins, the championship game is at 4 p.m. tomorrow. If Oswego loses, the championship game is at 1 p.m. tomorrow, being Alvernia versus Neumann or Oswego versus Lebanon Valley. So either way, that's how it's going to work. And quickly, before we get started, a very happy 51st birthday to Marcia Shetler, the spectacular mother to Michael Shetler. So, with that being said, it's time to move into some more hockey. We're going to talk about a quick matchup preview between both of these teams. Now, Oswego, 3.2 goals per game. Neumann College at 4.0. Oswego better on the power play by a couple of percents. The face-off percentage, also very tight. A very good matchup, both these teams. Very good so far on the year. It's going to be interesting to see which one of these two teams is good. A second-place team from the MAC and a second-place team from the SUNYAC. So a great matchup ahead of us tonight. Let's talk ahead now about the coaches. Now for Oswego, it's going to be Ed Gosick. He's been around for quite a long time, getting that national championship back in 2007, as well as Neumann's head coach having some success as well in the MAC, playing very good in their conference so far. And we look at that second year for the Neumann coach, 14 wins, 17 losses, so some success, but plenty more to work on for him. While Ed Gosick, 21 years, 396 wins, 137 losses, a tenured coach here on the shores of Lake Ontario, one of the all-time greats for the school. Been around for quite a while, and you don't expect him to leave anytime soon. While the Neumann coach, just trying to prove himself, trying to get up there and get some wins for his school. Now moving forward, we're going to talk about some of my keys to the game. Now we're going to start off with Neumann College as the lights go dark here and it gets a little bit harder to see me. Now Neumann College, also a very good program. We talked about a lot of the things they're good at. They got to take smart shots. That's one of the keys to the game for Neumann College, as well as converting the power play. They're winners on the power play. They tend to score 26% of the time, so getting those power plays in, important for them. And staying out of the sin bin. Now they have 10 more penalties than their opposition. 20 penalties compared to the other team's 10, so getting out of that sin bin, staying out, a big key to them. Now for Oswego State, it's a little bit different. Now it's going to be the duo of Baker and McQuaid. Feed them. 10 points and 9 points in the season, respectively, for each of them. They got to kill the penalty. Oswego good at killing off the penalty, not allowing teams to convert on those power plays. So killing off the penalty, very important for them. And winning the faceoff battle. Getting the puck in their possession more often than not, another key to the game for them, having to win those faceoff battles. Now talking ahead for us to the tournament, Oswego State lost both games to their tournament last year, dropped one to Stevenson and dropped to Cortland in overtime in a shootout. Great matchup, two SUNYAC teams last year. Oswego is looking to rebound this year in their home tournament. Previous years before, Oswego, it's been pretty well known to win these tournaments. Now this year they pull in three teams from the MAC, giving Oswego a tough time. And Oswego a team with a few question marks. A lot of young players like Jesse Horacek, who have performed so far this year after losing some key players such as Shane Bull. Now Oswego having a lot to prove this season early on. We'll see what they can do. While Neumann College, on the other hand, a second-year head coach. Now they need to prove themselves as well. It's two prove-it teams. Both teams sitting second place in their conference. Neumann drops their last conference game before the break. Oswego drops to Buffalo State. That's their fifth loss all time to Buffalo State. So Oswego State really needing a rebound here in this home tournament. Oswego, a team again that wins this tournament often, but last year dropped hard. So again, just to recap how tomorrow would work after this game. If Oswego State wins this game, it'll be Oswego versus Alvernia at 4 p.m. tomorrow for the championship game. Now, if Neumann wins, it's Neumann versus Alvernia at 1 p.m. and then Oswego Lebanon Valley play consolation at 4. So Oswego State's game, no matter what, it does not matter what happens, this game is at 4 o'clock tomorrow. Whatever two teams are not playing Oswego, consolation or championship, play at 1 p.m. tomorrow. Now, both those games will be streamed right here on WTOP 10. Again, both competitive teams, both really needing a rebound win. Again, Oswego, 9 points in their conference, only one loss coming against Buffalo State. They win their whiteout game, beating Plattsburgh by a score of 5-1. They come in to beat Potsdam the next game, only by one less point. They're winning their conference matchups and need to continue pushing on those conference matchups, while Neumann is doing the same thing. We're getting into that midseason now. We're at that midpoint where a lot of teams are starting to be that make or break. Are they going to make the playoffs? Are they not? Now, these games don't count towards a playoff record. These are just for your overall record. Those don't matter in your conference. So even if we have 2 MAC teams tomorrow in the championship game, makes no difference in the MAC standings. Same with Oswego. Doesn't make a difference if they win or lose, and there's SUNYAC implications. But these games become proven. If you can beat a number 2 team in the MAC conference, or you beat the number 2 team in the SUNYAC conference, you can have a little bit of a booster, a little bit of a better chance into your conference play. Good warm-up games to start off 2025 for both of these squads. But that's all the time we have in the pregame show right here in WTOP 10. But when we come back, it's going to be time for Puck Drop. You're watching Hockey Night in Oswego, the Oswego State Holiday Classic edition right here on WTOP 10.
Yes, way back in '76. Back when the earth was cooling. You're watching WTOP.
The Kinda Late Show with Chloe and Anna. Like licorice, Twizzlers, absolutely nasty. The thought of turkey is just nauseating.
I think you're wrong, is what I think.
You think I'm wrong a lot of time.
I do think you're wrong a lot.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
I guess I have really been looking for love in this dating app. Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
Jill told me it was Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
Al Roker.
We're here for you, we're here for you. This is your channel 2. With sports and news and what to do, we're here for you. It's your TV, you're watching WTOP. Your TV, thanks for watching WTOP.
What's going on?
Yeah, dude, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow.
Wow.
Get a closer for that one.
Matthew, news.
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
This is your channel 2. With sports and news and what to do, we're here for you. It's your TV, you're watching WTLP. Your TV, thanks for watching WTLP.
And welcome back into the Deborah F. Stanley Ice Arena and Convocation Hall. And back up into the Steve Levy press box. I'm Kenny Gerard, coincided by nobody. It's a solo call today. I'll be in here all night long giving you guys your play-by-play commentary for the Oswego State Lakers taking on the Neumann University Knights. It's game 2 of the Holiday Classic. Again, winner of this game plays the championship game tomorrow, either at 1 p.m. with a win by Neumann or 4 p.m. for Oswego. Both teams second place in their conference, one from the MAC and one from the SUNYAC. Only one can win and one can move the championship. And Oswego will win the opening faceoff, and we are underway for Oswego State's first hockey matchup of 2025 right here on WTOP 10. And it starts off with an icing call and a faceoff moving into the Neumann zone. So only 11 ticks come off the clock here early on. Oswego, a young group. In their first line today, all freshmen besides the defense. All their forwards are freshmen so far. It's going to be an interesting matchup. Both of these teams, a couple of prove-it squads, and we'll see which one can prove it here tonight as Neumann wins the face-off in their own zone. Now center ice, Neumann looks to get this one back, and they will with Patterson, and he's going to dump that one down towards Milberg. Milberg starting in net tonight for the Lakers. And DeFazio in net for the Knights. And that one goes through neutral ice and down towards DeFazio. Neumann College and their navy blue and yellow uniforms, and Oswego and their white uniforms with the green and gold numbers. So Oswego comes off a decent 2024. In the first half of the year, they lose in the SUNYACs to Plattsburgh in the semifinals. And later on in the year, had a couple of good games, but dropped a big one to Buffalo State, a surprisingly good team in the SUNYAC conference this year, while Neumann, a little bit of the same, trying to really bounce back on their conference. They get the number 2 slot and trying to move their way up. One game today that can really help them out by beating the number 2 team in the SUNYAC. On the back end, they chip for the puck, but it goes into the corner. It's taken away by Dimmeline. And Oswego looks to get it back with Semrad. Back up it goes for the Lakers. Neumann gets this one back, and Oswego takes it again. It's Horacek. Horacek's pass goes up down into the corner. Neumann gets it back with Kennedy. And Kennedy's going to take it through his own zone, being chased by Vasilo. And that's going to go under the stick of Smith. So Oswego looks set up offensively with Baker, as Baker takes a big knock, and he's on the ice. Big hit from Neumann here early on. Here comes Simons, who gets hit up against the board. Neumann laying quite a few shots. But here comes Vasilo. Pass in front. That's a good defensive block by Snyder. Pass in front to Payon. Payon whiffs on a shot. He slips and falls. In front to Vasilo. He'll take a shot of his own. It won't go. Neumann tries to get it back in the corner, and they will. It's Inlow. Inlow's pass is taken away by McQuaid. McQuaid passes up to Vasilo, who's going to dump that down to the far side, the near side corner. Behind the net, it's Simons chasing for Oswego. Neumann gets it back in their own zone. 18-13 left to go in the first. Neumann skips this one off the boards, down all the way past High-End. Neumann gets it in their offensive zone. He'll lose an edge trying to get it back for the Knights. Up top, it's Azard. He'll lose it back into the corner. Azard picks up his own rebound. Azard passes one up. Here's a shot and a whiff on that one, too. Shot won't go for Katz. Pass in front again, set up shot. It's too crowded by the Lakers. They'll take it back. Katz loses that one. It goes offside. Here comes the Lakers to chase now with Calabufo, who loses it. Gato has an opportunity, but this one's going to be blown dead. So Oswego get a line change, bring Cooper, Semrad, Ergo, Ryan, and Miller onto the ice, and Neumann gets a line change of their own. 17-39 left to go. The second liners now get on the ice. Quick start for both teams. A lot of physicality and big hits up on each side of the boards. Which one will prevail is the question that we'll have to find out, as Cooper pokes that one down, but it's kept onside. And Thompson and Ergo fight for it. On the Oswego bench, they chip for it, and Ryan comes away with it. Down behind the net, here comes the Knights. Oswego gets it back with Semrad. Semrad makes a move, looks for a pass, will find Cooper. Cooper, pass behind the back to Semrad. Semrad pass in front, but it's crowded. No one's home for that either. In the corner, they'll fight for it again. It's Ergo. Back up to Ryan. Passing it around, he'll take a slap and it won't go. Semrad gets the rebound. Semrad goes back towards Ergo. Ergo goes down the corner. He's met with two Knights. They'll each take a tumble, and Neumann looks to get it back. Ergo again in the corner with Katz, who takes a hit up against the boards. Ergo and Katz in the corner fight for it. Back up to Neumann again. Here come the Knights now with opportunities. Cotron. And down to the corner it goes. It's going to be Baker to chase for Oswego as Baker gets hit up against the boards. Pass up to Ergo to get the offense moving. That one goes a little bit wide to Burke. And Burke tries to chase the pass down low. Pass in front, but nobody's home. Here comes Neumann now with Demetrio. Demetrio's pass is up to Mazel. Mazel takes it behind Milberg. And Mazel's pass is broken up, but Neumann gets it back. Center ice, slapper won't go. Blocked by the defense. Good opportunity for Ray. And in the corners, two Lakers, two Knights. And the Lakers come away with it with Baker. Baker pass off the boards to Horacek. Horacek's going to pass this one back over towards Payon, but it goes wide. Payon chases the pass. He'll get it back near the Neumann bench. Behind the back pass, it won't go anywhere there, and that one's dumped away by Neumann. They'll get a line change of their own. Baker and McQuaid down low now for Oswego with Payon. And McQuaid gets the puck. He's going to chase it near his own bench. He'll throw some snow and pass to Vassalo. Vassalo's pass goes around the boards towards Simons and McQuaid. And High-End chases as well. And Simons dumps it down into the Neumann zone. Goalie comes out of net for that one. And he'll set up the pass for them. Big hit up against the boards. Mila has it now for the Knights, and here comes Azard. Azard's pass goes up to Dimmeline. Dimmeline skates down behind the net, behind Milberg. Passes backwards, swings and misses on that one. Lakers steal it away again. Here comes Vassalo. And Vassalo passes it into the neutral zone. It's chased away again by Azard. Azard in his own zone is going to pass it through the neutral zone. Taken away again by the Lakers. Here comes Grenier now with a chance for Oswego, but he gets it himself. Far side board, Neumann fights forward. Azard's going to chase with Calabufo. Calabufo gets it up against the boards by Azard. And Neumann takes it back now with Katz. Katz is going to pass this one up to center ice, and it goes past Semrad. And Gato will chase for Oswego. He'll take it from Milberg himself. Fighting up against the boards, it comes back to Semrad, who's going to pass cross ice to Gato. Gato's going to take it down himself. Gato pass in front. Here's a shot opportunity, and nobody's home. Neumann gets rid of it. Good opportunity there for the Lakers, but good defensive stop for Neumann. Here's a 3-on-2 opportunity. In front, here's a pass. And that one's broken up by the defense. Good opportunity there for Andrews, but again, nobody home. Here's a shot to Milberg, but that one goes wide. Neumann gets it back now. It's Kucher. Pass cross ice. Here's a shot in front, blocked by Semrad. And Semrad's pass is blocked, goes back towards Milberg. He'll get a save on the board. Grenier passes this one up through the neutral zone. Neumann gets it back. And he'll dump this one away and get a line change through the Oswego zone. Oswego to chase. Cooper has it now for the Lakers. Cooper's pass goes up to the Neumann bench. There's a big hit late over there. Semrad has it down low. Ryan fights for it. Neumann takes a shot. It goes off the leg of a Laker. Neumann gets it back. Here's Milo, who dumps that one down low. Behind the net, Cooper fights for it up against the backboard. 13:45 is left to go here in the first. And Oswego's going to dump this out of their own zone, get their way out of danger. And DeFazio calls to the icing, and he's going to get it. So we're going to stoppage of play. So not a lot of stoppages to play here early on. The Lakers having a lot of time on offense, and so is Neumann. It's been a very back-and-forth game, which looking at this, just on the statistical level, it seems like it should be an evenly matched game. Two second-place teams, both pretty their averages are very similar. So with 13:38 left to go, looks like we're in store for a good one as Neumann wins the faceoff, takes a ripper to Milberg, and that one's saved. A good opportunity there for Azard, but that one won't get behind Milberg. Milberg's been fantastic in net so far this season for the Oswego State Lakers, and so is DeFazio for Neumann. So a battle of a couple of good net minders on each end of the ice, and only one of them can win. Oswego getting 2 shots so far to Neumann's 1. Both defenses playing pretty good solidly and shutting it down. Face-offs won by the Knights. But Oswego will take it back as they hit up against the boards. Baker loses this one, opportunity in front, but Milberg pokes that one away. Neumann regains their zone once again. Behind the net, pass in front, nobody's home, and that one's broken up by Payon. Mazel gets it back now for the Knights. And Payon and Mazel up against the boards are going to fight for it. Ryan turns around as he gets hit. And that one's going to skip out onto the stick of a Knight. Azard has it, dumps it to the corner, and Baker will chase for the Lakers. Baker's going to pass over towards Payon. And Burke will chase down low. Here comes Horacek. Horacek one-on-one. It's in the 5-hole goal! Horacek finds the back of the net for the first goal of 2025. And the Lakers strike first against the Neumann Knights. It's 1-0 Oswego. They score first in their own home tournament. 12:49 left to go, and we look at the replay, makes a move and finds that 5-hole, and the freshman I mentioned earlier, Jesse Horacek, does it once again. One of those players we expected to be a good key asset and a replacement for some of those guys they lost, has performed exponentially better than many may have thought before. With that being said, Neumann wins that faceoff, down now 1-0 with 12:40 left to go in the first. Simons lays a big hit up against the boards to Katz, who falls into the sin bin. And Milberg saves that one as well, and it's been a fast start. It's going to be a lot of tricky shots. Whoever allows those one-on-one breakaways will probably win this game. Oswego gets a good opportunity. Horacek doesn't squander. He'll find the 5-hole, and he sends it home. Face off in the Oswego zone, 1-0 Lakers. 3 shots for Oswego, 2 for the Knights. Here comes Simons now with the puck for Oswego. He stops, pass the front to Vonsalo. Goes behind him, it won't go. And neutral ice, Neumann looks to get this one back. They're going to take it down low, opportunity in front, shot, and it's saved and frozen by Milberg. And Simons takes offense to him touching his goalie. And Andrews gets a chip from Oswego, and, well, between two teams that, well, are not rivals, it's getting chippy. Can't touch the goalie. We talked about this last game. It's an unwritten rule of hockey. You touch the goalie, someone's going to come for you. So Oswego gets 3 shots, 1 gets behind. Neumann takes 4, none behind Milberg yet. 12:20 left to go here in the first. You're watching Hockey Night in Oswego, the first game of 2025 right here on WTOP 10. Face off in the Oswego zone. And they jumped off sides a little too early there, so we'll reset again. And Calabufo wins that face off for the Lakers. Up in front, Oswego's Gato gets that one away. Here comes Semrad. Semrad's moving down the ice. He's on his toes. Semrad looks for a pass, and it's broken up by Newman's Ray. Here's in front to Calabufo. That's up high. Goalie goes for it, and now Calabufo gets a little push of his own, touching the goalie. So Neumann so far appears to be struggling a little bit on crashing up in front of that net, allowing a lot of opportunities to go closer and closer to DeFazio, not giving him much help. While Oswego doing a good job of crashing their own net, keeping pucks away from Milberg. Let's see if that trend continues for either squad. And Neumann wins their own zone faceoff. Up to Baker, who's just going to dump it back into the Neumann zone. And up near the Oswego bench, Oswego's to get it back, but here comes the Knights. Opportunity now for Neumann. Shot, it's saved. Good shot there from Croucher, but it just won't go. Here's a pass cross ice from the Lakers. Opportunity in front to Gato. Gato can't get a stick on it. Neumann will take it back. Pass from Kennedy goes cross ice. Baker pushes it back into the Neumann zone. That one stopped by DeFazio. Far side corner. Fudger picks it up for the Lakers. Shot in front. Good opportunity, but it won't go. Nice save there from DeFazio. Baker sets up top. Baker takes a slap. Won't go. Blocked by the defense. Payon spins around, loses the puck. He'll get it himself. Pass down low to Fudger. Fudger pass in front towards Baker. Baker takes a rip. Won't go. Fudger gets it back in the corner. Behind the net, someone's got to come away with it. Goalie waits for it. Fudger and Ryan trip all over each other for the puck. That one goes through the neutral zone, and Baker will chase for Oswego. 11:08 left to go here in the first. Cohen has the puck through the legs of Kennedy, but it's taken back by the Knights. And a good opportunity there from Neumann, but Payon breaks that one up. Here comes Cohen. Cohen pass cross ice in front, and it's no good. That one goes wide. In front again, he swings and misses. No good for the Lakers. Good opportunity there from a swing and a miss from Cohen. Now Simpson with the puck for Oswego. And the far side corner is going to pass this one all the way up, but it's taken away by the Knights. And Neumann resets in the neutral zone with Snyder. Snyder swings and misses. Here's an opportunity now for the Lakers. Here's an opportunity. Pass shot. It's good. Guess who? Jesse Horacek finds the back of the net for the Lakers. And Jesse Horacek in the first 10 minutes puts 2 behind DeFazio. And Oswego goes up 2-0 over the Knights. And you better believe in this freshman, folks. Jesse Horacek, once again, when you look at the replay here, makes a move, and the pass is good, and what a pass it was from Burke. Burke will pick up an assist, and Horacek picks up his second goal of the game. Quick start from the Lakers, and especially Jesse Horacek, as Oswego takes the 2-0 lead early on. Neumann gets possession of the puck now, down 2-0 with 10:22 left to go in the first. Neumann pass goes center ice, but Semrad's waiting for it for Oswego. Semrad's pass goes off the stick of a Knight and skips past McQuaid. Vossalo is tripped down, no call. Semrad gets it back in their own zone. Pass up to Vossalo now, on near the Oswego bench, guarded by Katz. Cooper passes cross ice to Semrad. Semrad passes up to Vossalo. Neumann will steal it back. Here comes Smith. Smith takes a pass, but nobody's there. It's blocked by the defense. Vossalo comes back for it. Neumann overskates that pass. It won't go for him either. Simons goes for it, trips Semrad in the process. Here comes McQuaid. Pass it to Vossalo, broken up by the Neumann D. Donahoe gets it back. He's going to keep this one himself. Passes up, broken up by Baker. Baker gets lit up. Big hit from the Knights, and here's an opportunity for them now. Behind the net, he takes a pass in front, but this defense breaks that one up. Baker now tries to retain it for the Lakers, but that one will go back towards Semrad. Semrad off the boards, goes up to Kennedy for Neumann. Kennedy will lose that one, poke back to Gato. Gato gets it back for Oswego. Gato passes to his left. Here's a shot, it's into the chest of Fazio, and that's a save for him. And a good opportunity again from Oswego. Grenier gets an opportunity in front, and as we mentioned before, Horacek's got 2 goals, 9:04 left to go here in the first. 7 shots for the Lakers, 5 for the Knights. And it's been a close matchup, although the scoreboard may tell you a different story. Both teams playing competitive, Neumann getting some good opportunities, but the Oswego defense is playing a tad bit better, and DeFazio is just finding a lot of shots on good opportunities on those one-on-one and one-on-none breakaways. And Oswego wins the face-off, it's Baker. Baker in the corner is going to dump this to the near side. Taken away by Neumann, but he's hit up against the boards. Here comes Gato, who gets tripped up by Croucher. Onto the far side, here comes Azard. And Azard and Calabufo in the corner fight for it. It moves over to behind the net. Calabufo tries to take it back. Croucher pushing and shoving Calabufo, and Neumann eventually comes away with it. Enlow is going to pass cross ice, and here's an opportunity now for the Knights. Here's a shot to Milberg, and it's saved. And a good opportunity there for Andrews, but that one won't find the back of the net. So 8:29 remains here in the first. Lakers 2, Neumann 0. You're watching the Oswego State Holiday Classic right here on Hockey Night in Oswego on WTOP 10 as Calabufo and Baker head to the bench. Oswego gets a small line change here. And a face-off coming in the Oswego zone. Face-off won by the Lakers. And off the glass it goes, past the legs of Katz. And here comes the Lakers to chase, and that one's going to be frozen by DeFazio, and Miller was on a mission for that one. But it won't go for him. So again, early on, Oswego takes that 2-0 lead. Both teams playing for a slot in the Oswego State Holiday Classic Championship. And Neumann looks to be on their heels a bit more than Oswego is, and we'll see if they can get back on their toes. A good team that you can never count out, especially this early off in the matchup, as Neumann wins that face-off in their own zone. Here come the Knights now with Katz. Katz will get hit hard, and the Lakers look to take it back with Ryan. Pass crossover to Hyen. Hyen's going to pass this one up, and it's lost. Hyen passes it up again. Semrad will lose that one into center ice. That was taken away by Cochran. And Hyen gets it back for Oswego. Pass up to Miller. Miller looks to take a pass in front, and that one's broken up by the D. Good opportunity broken up by Ray. Ray and Ryan, the battle of the 18s in the corner. Someone trying to come away with it. And up it skips up towards Cooper, up in the air, and it's almost in the Oswego bench, but it stays on the ice. Pushed off the glass, Horacek takes it back for Oswego. Here comes Horacek down the middle, pass to the left. He's going to pass it near side to Cooper, that's broken up by Mazzell. And the Lakers slow things down with Burke, who's going to pass up to Cohen. Cohen just puts this one up high in the air towards Horacek, and they won't allow him another opportunity. Burke takes a pass and a slap, and no good from Cohen. Burke tries to get it back, he'll lose it. Here comes Neumann now with Dimmeline. Dimmeline takes it across the blue line. Dimmeline pass cross ice, broken up by the Lakers. Here comes Oswego with Simons in front, and no whiff on an opportunity for the Lakers. Simons battles in the corner. That one skips out to Kennedy. Kennedy and the Knights now move it down the ice through the neutral zone, and they'll chase with Donahoe. Milberg comes out of ice, pushes that one away. He'll move back towards his goal as Neumann has now entered their zone. Simons takes it now for the Lakers through his own bench. Down it goes towards Vassalo. Vassalo tries to pass, but he'll miss. Vassalo looks for another pass. He'll lose an edge. McQuaid has it now for the Lakers. McQuaid looks for a pass to his left. Baker takes a rip, and it's saved. And another good save by DeFazio. Great goalie play early on from the Neumann netminder. Oswego 2, Neumann 0. 8 shots for the Lakers, 6 shots for the Knights. 6:22 remains here in the first period in Hockey Night in Oswego. The first game of the year for the Oswego State men's team and their yearly holiday tournament. A little later this year. Normal usually it's around Christmas time, but this year did it around New Year's for the new year. And this one goes into neutral ice for Payon and the Lakers. Payon takes a shot down low. DeFazio, who was going to give it away, but he'll hold on to it since Gato was coming for him. So now 6:11 remains on the clock here in the first period. 2 more periods to go after this one. Oswego off to a good start. In the first 10 minutes, they find 2 goals. Here in the last few, Newman's been kind of putting their foot on the gas and trying to make this thing more of a competition than it has been. Oswego trying to keep their foot on that gas pedal and keep themselves moving. Andrews skates in for Neumann, and he'll win the faceoff. Kat's going to pass one behind the net over to Hatazanu. And Hatazanu's pass goes wide down to the Oswego zone. Pass in front to Milberg, opportunity, it's saved! And what a chance for Neumann. And Oswego's defense gets that one away, almost an easy goal, you would say, for the Knights. As here comes Baker. Baker pass Calabufo. Calabufo pass, shot from Grenier, won't go. Save. Over to Baker now. Baker pass in front, won't go. There's a Laker down on the ice, it's Calabufo. And we'll get a whistle to stop as Calabufo is down in front of the student section. So Oswego State off to a good start, as we mentioned. Calabufo's back up on his skates. He'll get a round of applause from the audience. Good to see that he's all right as the trainer comes out to check out on him. So obviously we'll have someone come in and replace him. So for the Lakers, it's been that freshman line that's been dominating. And of course, you look on this replay, it's been Milberg. What a save off the chest. Almost the right place at the right time. Milberg has been like that all season long, making great plays. But that also being said, it's time for an Oswego State power play as Katz heads to the sin bin for Neumann. Oswego takes the first power play of the game. 5-on-4 hockey. Cohen takes a pass in front, nobody home. Too much traffic for that jam. And behind is Vassalo. Vassalo passes it up, back over towards Payon. Payon pass. Slapper, saved. Burke gets it back, but Neumann will take it himself. Shorthanded, it's 2-on-2. Here come the Knights now, shorthanded, but that one will be blown dead as an offsides is called, and we will get a reset. So 1:35 now left in the Oswego power play. 5-on-4 advantage with a 2-0 lead. 5:13 remains here in the first period. And we see Katz head to the sin bin, the first penalty of the game. And Oswego looks to capitalize and take a commanding 3-0 lead. Or will Neumann stop it and keep the damage to a minimum? Oswego wins the faceoff. Over to Cohen. Cohen's pass is up in the air to go towards the corner. Horacek the chase. Oswego gets it in the corner. It's Horacek and Vassalo. Vassalo pokes that one out. That one's chased by Patterson. Patterson and Cohen fight in the corner. Vassalo joins the battle. That one's passed in front with a shot, and it goes wide. It won't go. Good opportunity again for the Lakers. Cohen looks for a shot, and it's on the pad of DeFazio, and he saves that one. And DeFazio playing great, seeing a lot of shots with Neumann leaving a lot of lanes open for the Lakers to get some good opportunities. And DeFazio has been shutting down most of those shots coming his way. He's seen 10 so far early on, only allowing 2 to get by, both on a 1-on-0 breakaway and a 1-on-1 breakaway. Defensively, looking for some more help. Oswego looks to keep the pressure on. And McQuaid loses the faceoff. Neumann will take it now. Ryan gets a stick on it. McQuaid will chase for Oswego. 57 seconds remain on the power play. Here's McQuaid. Pass to Calabufo. Takes a shot and it won't go. Baker has it. Top of the line. Baker pass over to Ryan. Ryan pass in front. Calabufo turns. Won't go. Gato gets it back. Pass backwards to Ryan. That one's in! No goal light, though. Does that one count? The ref hits the wall, and we're not sure what just happened. Couple of confusions, and it looks like we're going to get a goal. Oswego State scores. And Ryan finds the back of the net for the Lakers on the power play. A bit of a confusing goal. No lamp was lit, but nevertheless, the Lakers take the 3-0 lead as we'll get a replay of this right here. A scrum in front of the net. Calabufo's down, and it gets in. So no interference call. Both his skates were not in the blue, as we had that issue a couple of years ago here. But the goal will count as Hatzianu and McQuaid, the captains of each squad, will talk to the refs and discuss what just happened. Very rare you get a goal with no lit lamp, but nevertheless, it looks to be 3-0 Oswego for now. McQuaid goes to his bench to talk, as Mazzell is still in the sin bin, so we're not 100% sure on this goal yet. Still waiting to see what the refs call it here. It appears it should be a goal. They take the power play off the scoreboard. Mazzell still in the sin bin. And they're going to put it back on the board, and it appears the goal will count. Should. All right, Oswego's on another power play. So Mazzell goes to the sin bin for the Knights. Oswego goes on yet another power play and picks up a goal. So now it is official. Oswego does go up 3-0. Bit of a confusion up here in the press box, but just another day on the job. As McQuaid and Gato get this one across the blue line, here comes Ryan. Ryan turns around, looks for it in front. Ryan gets it back. Calabufo with him as well. Pass goes cross ice to McQuaid. McQuaid keeps it on sides barely. McQuaid, the face-off circle, passes to Baker. Baker back to McQuaid. McQuaid loses that one, keeps it on sides though. McQuaid looks for a lane. He'll take a shot. It's blocked. In front to Ryan, and that one goes away from Gato. He can't stop that one. Minute and 12 remain now in the second power play of the game for the Lakers. Pass from Burke goes cross ice. Pack to Payon, who comes on the ice. Payon's pass to Cohen. Cohen gets it back. Cohen passes. Payon fakes the pass. Then he'll actually pass it over to Burke. Burke pass to Cohen. Cohen takes a slap. Saved in front, and it's up, and Vassalo doesn't make that one. Good opportunity again for the Lakers. Behind the net, they set it up. Pass broken up. Cohen gets it anyways. Cohen cross ice pass to Burke goes wide. Burke goes under skate to Vassalo, back over to Cohen. Cohen pass back down low. Horacek pass in front, nobody's home. Burke will get it back. Burke pass to Cohen. Cohen sets up, takes a slap, and that one's way high and into the nets and back onto the ice. So 20 seconds remaining in the power play. All confusion done now. Oswego takes a 3-0 lead. They have a cross-checking penalty during the goal call. So Oswego gets another power play and gets that goal that counts because there was no interference. So 2:35 remains here in the first. Lakers take the 3-0 lead. 20 seconds remaining in the power play. Hope you guys got a pen and notes because that was a lot. Here comes Cooper, who passed this one down low over to Miller. Miller takes a shot and it won't go. Over to Fudger. Fudger passes this one up to Semrad. That one's taken away. Here comes a one-on-one opportunity now for Neumann, but Fudger's a little bit quicker and he'll take it back for the Lakers. Power play expires and Neumann returns to full strength. Fudger has it now for the Lakers. Pass, cross ice, over to Ergo. Ergo makes a move and it goes down to the corner. Ergo lays a hit on Hatzianu. And Fudger comes away with it now for Oswego. Goes up towards Semrad. Semrad takes it down low into the corner. Semrad around the net. Looks for an open pass. He'll pass this one up. Back to Semrad. Semrad takes a rip in front of the net. Turns around. Miller takes a rip. It won't go. Semrad gets the rebound for the Lakers. Semrad passing it around the boards. Ref's in the way. And that one will be frozen by DeFazio. So the tail of the tape appears to be Oswego has had a lot of good opportunities, and they're capitalizing on said opportunities. While now, earlier on, I would say it was more even in the time spent in each zone, but there's been a lot of time Oswego's been in offense and in that Neumann zone. So the Lakers capitalize the opportunities they get. Neumann's got to make more options for themselves, create some more lanes, get open more often here. And the Lakers win the faceoff with McQuaid. McQuaid takes it in front. He'll take a rip. Puck's behind the net again. Vossalo now with the puck on the near side, near the Oswego bench. That goes off sides. And Donahoe just going to dump this one down low for the Knights. Vossalo gets it back for Oswego. Simons chases for the Lakers. Now he's got it with an opportunity here. Takes a shot in front, save. DeFazio was almost out of net for a second, and this one will be stopped once again. And another stoppage of play. 1 minute and 6 seconds left to go here in the first. Not a lot of stoppages, but the few there have been in timely manner, I'd say. One team on a rush or one not. So Payon, Grenier, Baker all come on the ice for the Lakers as they'll get a line change. 15 shots for Oswego, 7 shots for Neumann as we get a neutral ice face-off. And Neumann wins the face-off with Demetrio. Demetrio's passed over to Hatzianu. And Calabufo chases forward the Lakers. Back over to Baker. Baker cross ice to Payon. Payon goes back up. And Grenier will lose an edge on the Oswego bench in front. Nobody's there. Neumann takes this one away on defense. Nice stop from them. Demetrio has it now for the Knights. Demetrio pass in front, and he takes a big hit from Oswego, and down goes Mazzell. And Baker takes a big hit of his own. And Mazzell takes another big hit. And it's getting chippy as there's a cheap shot on the far side. And I better believe there's a penalty coming against Neumann as Katz had enough and takes a cheap shot against Oswego and knocks down Grenier. So I would imagine we're getting another power play, and we will. Oswego now goes in their third power play after the cheap shot from Katz. And look at that. Boom. There's a big hit. It's getting chippy, folks. It's a good game. I mean, early on, 26 seconds remain now in this first period. So we have 26 seconds of power play, and then Oswego State will start the next period with 1 minute and 34 power play. 3-0 lead. They have a lot of momentum, while Neumann has made a lot of mistakes. I did say one of their problems to stay out of the sin bin. And Oswego also sends a player to the sin bin, so we are going to get 4-on-4 here, as Grenier will get caught up for his own late push. So a cheap shot from Grenier, a cheap shot from Katz leads to some 4-on-4 hockey. So we're going to have 4-on-4 hockey for the next 26.6 seconds, and then we'll get 1 minute and 34 seconds of 4-on-4 to start the second period. So Neumann got to take advantage of the 4-on-4 and not the power play. So no team power play. We're on 4-on-4 hockey, and here comes the Knights. Ray taking it down now for Neumann. Ray's pass goes back. Looking for a lane in front, and that one's there, but nobody's home. No one answers the door there for the Knights. That's in front, but that won't go. Saved by Milberg. Oswego with time winding. Semrad gets it. Here's a slapper in front to Milberg. That won't go either. And a good shot from Donahoe to end that first period, and that'll be it. So Oswego State takes the 3-0 lead. A good period from DeFazio and Milberg. Again, scoreboard does not tell the true story of this game. Both teams playing a competitive matchup. Both teams playing very well at that. So the Oswego State Hockey Classic, they don't call an Oswego State Hockey Classic for nothing. It's been a classic so far. Oswego takes that 3-0 lead on their 15 shots. And now we have 1 minute and 34 seconds of 4-on-4 hockey. So look at some of the replays of the period. Look at that. There's Grenier, the hit there, and then Katz, with a fair response, lays a hit on him there. So Grenier takes a cheap shot. Katz backs up his teammate. It's been like that most of this period. We've seen a lot of chippy action. And you wouldn't expect it from two teams at a conference that don't really play all that often. Yet, we've seen it. Two teams that are playing a very hard-fought battle. And again, it's what you expect from two evenly matched teams. And as much as I feel like the scoreboard might be deceiving you, I think we're going to have a great second and third period. And we want to talk about quickly before we go to a break before the intermission here. Jesse Horacek finds back on net twice in the first 10 minutes for the Lakers. Great game being played by the freshmen. Something Oswego has to do is let those freshmen play. While Neumann, defensively, they got to turn it up. Here's Horacek's first 5-hole goal, and here comes the second one. One-on-one pass from Burke, and that one finds the back of the net as well. Here's the third goal from the Lakers, as that one finds the back of the net from Ryan. Now that was the confusing one where we had the cross-checking call. So, Oswego finds 3 goals. Horacek finds 2. Ryan finds 1. All the freshmen scoring for Oswego State. Oswego needs to continue what they're doing, utilize their depth, and utilize those freshmen, while Neumann's got to stop letting so many open lanes open. Close down those passing lanes, close down those shooting lanes, and give your goalie a little bit of a rest. DeFazio seeing 15 shots early on, not going to cut it. While Milberg saw 8, and he stopped all 8 of them. So that's all we've got here for the first period of Oswego State versus Neumann University. You're watching Hockey Night in Oswego, the Oswego State Hockey Classic Special, right here on WTOP 10. Stick around for the next period of hockey.
Way back in 76. Back when the earth was cooling. You're watching WTOP.
The Candlelight Show with Chloe and Anna. Like licorice, Twizzlers, absolutely nasty. The thought of turkey is just nauseating.
I think you're wrong, is what I think.
You think I'm wrong a lot of times.
I do think you're wrong a lot.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
I guess I have really been looking for love in this dating app. Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
Jill told me it was Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
Al Roker.
We're here for you, we're here for you. This is your channel 2. With sports and news and what to do, we're here for you. It's your TV, you're watching WTOP. Your TV, thanks for watching WTOP.
What's going on?
Yeah, dude, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Matt, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow.
Wow.
Get a closer to that one.
Broadcast
Look
news.
at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
And welcome back into the Deborah F. Stanley Ice Arena and the Steve Levy Press Box. We're getting ready for some second period action between the Neumann Knights and the Oswego State Lakers. I'm Kenny Gerard, giving you your play-by-play commentary for tonight's matchup. Oswego State takes a 3-0 lead over the Neumann Knights. 2 goals from Jesse Horacek, the freshman for Oswego. Now on the clock, we got a minute 34, penalty on each side. That means we still got a minute 34 of some 4-on-4 hockey. You gotta love it. Change it up from the 5-on-5, right? Let's see some 4-on-4. Ain't nothing new in Oswego State Holiday Classic. 20 minutes goes on the clock. The second period about to be underway. And Oswego wins the faceoff. Semrad has it. 4-on-4 hockey for the next minute and 27 seconds. Cooper has it now for the Lakers. Pass cross ice over to Calabufo. Calabufo behind the back, Semrad, but that goes wide towards Ray, who picks it up for Neumann. In the corner, it's Hatzianu and Calabufo fighting for it. Around the boards it goes up to Semrad. Semrad looks set up offensively. Pass down low. Over to Gato, who loses an edge. Here comes Neumann now with a good opportunity. It's Ray. Ray, pass, centering, shot. No good. Goes wide of the net. Good opportunity there for Dimmeline. Dimmeline gets back the puck in neutral ice. Neumann now on the move offensively. Oswego gets a line change and gets back on D. That one's taken away by Oswego. And that one gets lost off the stick of Cooper. And it's taken back again by Neumann. Pass over on the right side, moving now towards the far side. Neumann looking to get it going offensively, not finding many lanes or opportunities here. This one's taken away by Donahoe. Donahoe's pass up, shot in front, nobody's home. Good opportunity again for the Knights. Izzard now up against the boards fighting with Horacek for the puck. And that one gets poked out by Cooper. And Croucher now on the back end looking to get the puck back. He'll lose it, taken away again by Kennedy. Kennedy with the puck for the Knights. Both teams return to full strength. We're back to 5-on-5. Cohen passes back to Horacek. Horacek's going to dump, and it'll get off the ice, and Baker will come in for the Lakers. Neutral ice, Payon picks it up, back over to Baker. Baker's going to dump this one off the boards down low. And in the corner, it's Neumann and Oswego fighting for possession. 18:02 left to go here in the second. Semrad has it now, pass over to Baker. Baker takes a rip at it, it won't go, it's saved. Semrad pass backwards, kept on sides by Baker. Baker shot at ease, wide, and it's no good. A good opportunity for the Lakers, and a nice save there by DeFazio, heard it come off the pole. Now here comes Baker on the near side. Baker gets it up against the boards, goes to the neutral zone all the way past Hatzianu, and that one's going to get blown dead on an icing. So Oswego with a couple good chances early on, and so is Neumann. So both teams having some good shots, good opportunities. Neumann definitely turning it up a notch from where it was last period, making some more opportunities for themselves and getting Milberg more of a challenge. But nevertheless, Oswego is up 3-0 on their 16 shots. We're going to look at a replay here. A good opportunity for the Lakers. That one just barely misses. Off the blue it goes. And right behind DeFazio. Didn't even see it go. And Oswego, a missed opportunity there for the Lakers. And McQuaid looks for it in the corner. And Baker's going to take it back now for the Lakers. Baker's pass up to Payon, who's going to dump this one down towards Simons. Simons and Hatzianu chase it. Back on neutral ice it goes. This one's picked up by Simpson, who dumps it down. And DeFazio comes out of net to pass this one over to Hatzianu. Hatzianu's going to dump this to neutral ice. Simpson chases for the Lakers. This one's picked up by Grenier. Grenier pass to Calabufo. Calabufo pass over to Gato. Gato sets up in front, and nobody's home. And Neumann takes this one back with Mazzell. Mazzell passes all the way across down towards Milberg. No icing there. And Neumann sets up now. Oswego steals it away. Here goes Calabufo. Calabufo with a 1-on-2 opportunity, and that one's broken up, but he gets it back. He'll dump it down low, and it just wasn't quite quick enough as Neumann's defense caught right up to him. That one's passed up by Kennedy, and now here comes Neumann with Gibbons. Gibbons' pass goes into the corner. Behind the net, Payon comes for it. And into the corner it goes. This pass up to Grenier. And Grenier's going to dump this one, and Oswego's going to get a line change. Big hit up against the boards by Miller. And Neumann comes away with it. Off the boards near the Neumann bench, it goes over to Payon. Payon cross ice to Baker. Baker's going to dump this one down low himself. A lot of dump and run so far early on. There's a shot that comes from the Lakers and Ergo, but it won't go. Miller on the near side. That pass goes over to Izzard. Izzard and the Knights set things up. That one's taken away by the Lakers. Baker will get it back now for Oswego. Pass to Ergo goes wide. Ryan chases down low with Snyder. And Izzard gets it back for the Knights, and that one goes back to Snyder again. Snyder and Horacek fight down low, 27 versus 26 in the corner. On the near side, that one's pushed away by the Lakers, and Semrad will chase for Oswego. And behind Milberg, pass goes over to Semrad. Semrad trying to get out of the Oswego zone. Smith gets a stick on it. Here's a ripper, and it's saved. And Donahoe didn't like that one, takes a shove at a Laker, and that shot one is saved by Milberg. Another good glove save by the Oswego State netminder. 15-14 remains here in the second period. Oswego 17 shots compared to Neumann's 8. Oswego zone faceoff. McQuaid skates in, and so does Dimmeline, and Dimmeline wins that one. Hatzianu gets hit up against the boards by Simons. Vossalo, Simons poke for it. No one comes away with it. Hatzianu cross-ice pass, and that one's blown dead on offsides as Donahoe was across the blue before the puck was. So we'll reset once again. Oswego 3, Neumann 0. 17 shots for the Lakers, 8 for the Knights. Second period action right here on W2B10. You're watching the Oswego State Hockey Classic, and it's hockey night in Oswego once again for the first time in the year 2025. And Neumann wins the faceoff. They're going to dump this one down towards Milberg, and that one skips off the net, so guess what? We're going to reset one more time. Now 14:57 goes on the clock, just a few ticks coming off of it. A few more stoppages, a bit of a slower period for both teams early on here. This faceoff comes at neutral ice. McQuaid will skate in for the Lakers. And in comes Dimmeline for the Knights. Dimmeline wins the faceoff. Oswego comes away with it, though. And some lumber goes on the ice as Vassal lost the stick, but Neumann gets it back. Pass opportunity in front. Here's an opportunity shot, and it won't go. Net comes off the pole, and good opportunity there for Neumann on the breakaway, but it won't go. Donahoe with a few opportunities so far here in this early goings of the second period, but none have yet found the back of the net for the Knights, as they still have a 0 on the scoreboard. Milberg playing good so far defensively, and there's a replay of it there. He'll bounce off the glass, and Calabufo will just kind of look at him. So we'll get a face-off in the Laker zone. Gato will skate in for Oswego, and Croucher skates in for Neumann. Calabufo comes in against Croucher, 9 versus 10. And the puck is dropped, and Neumann goes on the power play as Simpson gets sent to the sin bin for Oswego. Oswego now on the penalty kill, one of their keys to the game. They got to kill off the penalties. They've been good at it all year. Can they continue it against Neumann, or can they finally take a point off of that lead from the Lakers? Here's Ray now. Ray pass, sets him up with a slapper, and it's wide. It won't go. Good opportunity there for Ray. Back cross ice to Mila. Pass over to Ray. Ray's going to pass this one back over to Demetrio. Demetrio back to Ray. Ray pass down low to Croucher. Croucher backhand pass over to Ray. Back over to Demetrio. Demetrio looks to set up a lane. Can't find much. He'll pass it back to Ray. Ray goes back to Demetrio. Demetrio takes a slap, and there's too much traffic in front. And that one skips off to the glass. Ray and Demetrio go for it. Behind the net, they set up a play. Back to the other side, Demetrio takes it. Demetrio makes a move in front, and it swung and it missed. Almost a goal there for the Knights. Good opportunity there. In front of Milberg, but nobody's home to answer the door. Ray takes a slap, and there's another one, and it's saved. Good defensive stop from Calabufo to get his body on the line. And Neumann again on the power play. 40 seconds left to go. Demetrio takes a slap, and it's a glove save by Milberg. And we got to go back to that great defensive play there from Calabufo. Milberg was not home, almost a sure goal for the Knights. And Calabufo lays his body on the line. It makes a stop for the Lakers. And Milberg playing a heck of a game so far, seeing 11 shots. Not a single one gets by. Let's take a look at the replay here. Slap in front opportunity there, and look at Calabufo. dives in front of the puck and doesn't let it get in. Great defensive heads-up play from Calabufo. Smith pass, slap, missed by Hatzianu. Now here comes Oswego. 2-0 shorthanded. It's Ryan. Back to Semrad. Ryan Semrad. It's wide. It won't go. Missed opportunity for the Lakers there on the shorthanded opportunity. 18 seconds remain on the power play. Oswego almost gets the shorthanded goal. That one's broken up by the Lakers. Ryan gets it back. He's going to dump this one out and try to kill the penalty. DeFazio comes out of net for Neumann. 5 seconds remain on the power play. Hatzianu takes it across center ice. Horacek chases now. Lakers return to full strength. They'll kill off the penalty, and Neumann will not convert on the power play. And again, it's something we've talked about early on here. It's that defensive play from the Lakers is not just Milberg. It's overall players like you see Calabufo. Calabufo may not tally the most goals on his team, but man, he's a great player all around. Great on the bench and great defensive presence, and that's a replay there of the almost goal from Semrad, and Ryan just goes wide. Good pass, but good stop there by DeFazio. Good heads-up play from the netminder there to not allow another one to get by and make it a 4-0 hole. Oswego wins the face-off in front. There's a slap shot. It won't go. Backhanded doesn't work for them either. And they'll take a tumble. Cohen gets it back now for Oswego. Cohen's going to pass behind the net. Setting up in front. That goes wide. Cohen takes a rip. That won't go, and it's going to be saved by DeFazio once again. Great play so far from DeFazio. We've seen now 20 shots come his way, only allowing 3 to get by him. And his teammates leaving a few lanes open, a couple too many. You see him shake his head right there. Few too many lanes for him, and he's been able to stop most of them. Made some great saves so far. Great play from the netminder. Fudger and Dimitrios skate in for the faceoff. 12:22 left to go. Oswego looks to come away with it here. Neumann gets it. Mila takes it down. He's going to pass cross ice all the way over to Demetrio. Demetrio's broken up. Near the Oswego bench, Zard and Patterson fighting for it. Fudger takes it away for Oswego over to Payon. Payon pass goes wide towards Miller. And with Miller coming close, DeFazio freezes that puck. 12:01 remains here in the second period. Oswego State still leads 3-0 over the Neumann Knights. 19 shots for the Lakers, 11 for Neumann. You're watching the Oswego State Hockey Classic and wow, words are difficult this time of day. On the Hockey Night in Oswego. That's what I was looking for. Let's just do face-off. I'm done talking for a second here. Here comes Mila now for the Neumann Knights. Cross ice all the way over to Mazzell. Passes this one back. Into Neumann's zone it goes. Passing it around, it's going to be Mazzell who gets it back for Neumann. Passing it over the bench, all the way down to Cooper. Vossilo chases for Oswego. Cooper looks to get it back. Vossilo, Cooper, and Mazzell in the corner. Oswego wins that battle. Simons passes it up past cross ice, and Azard will chase for Neumann. But Azard is being chased, and Simons looks to get it back. Simons lays a hit on Mila, but Neumann retains possession in their own zone. Up to McQuaid. Oswego goes in the offensive attack. There's a shot in front. Another shot from Simons. He doesn't know where it is. Swing and a miss. It's in front. It's in! Oswego finds the back of the net on a hectic defensive miscue by the Neumann Knights. DeFazio didn't know where it was, and neither did his defense. But the C finds the back of the, or Vossilo finds the back of the net for the Lakers. Man, that was hectic. I didn't even know who scored for about a hot second there. But Vossilo finds the back of the net for Oswego. He'll tally one in the back of the net. He's going to look at the replay here. Losing a stick, and he finally finds the back of the net. Almost thought it was Simons, but Vossilo gets that final tip in. So some lumber around the ice. DeFazio didn't know where it went. And DeFazio appears to skate off the ice, and they'll have Gorbitz now come in and play netminder for Neumann. So Gorbitz takes over at the netminder for Neumann, and DeFazio heads to the bench, and it appears he'll be heading to the locker room. Waves goodbye, and he's off the ice. Big hit up against the boards. High-end got laid out by Neumann there. Well, 4-0 Oswego, 11 minutes to go here in the second. Oswego in total control. Neumann looks to get things going before it gets a little bit too late, as Croucher's going to cross-ice pass, taken away by Horacek. Horacek's going to pass this one over. Burke takes a cross-icer, it won't go anywhere. Neumann will take this one back. Taken away again by Burke. Burke under his skate, can't find it, he gets tripped up, no call. Burke fights with Katz. High-end has it now for Oswego. High-end will lose that one. It's taken away by the D, but he'll get it back from Cohen. Cohen skates to center. Pass. Calabufo takes it himself behind the net. Wrap around in front. And Burke wasn't ready for it, so that won't be a goal for the Lakers. And Payon chases down towards Milberg into the Oswego zone. 10-13 left to go. Calabufo now with the puck in the Neumann zone. Behind the back pass, Oswego to chase with Grenier. But Neumann will get it back. Donahoe goes across the blue line, loses it. Calabufo gets it back for Oswego. Pass goes back to Grenier. He'll chase it, can't get it back. Milberg stops, going to pass to his own man. Baker's going to pass this one up, cross ice to Calabufo. Calabufo goes to neutral zone, goes off the stick of Gato and into the crowd. So 9:41 now remains on the clock. Oswego takes the 4-0 lead off of the goal of Vasilov. So the freshmen doing the work for Oswego so far. Plenty of work from their seniors, really getting it in there. And Oswego State, 4-0 with 9:41 left to go in the second in their own home tournament. Neumann looks to climb back and make it a game as Semrad's going to dump this down into the corner. This one stopped by Gorbitz. Big swing there from Oswego, won't go. Cooper takes a shot in front. Gorbitz loses it for a second. Skating around now, it's Semrad. Semrad pass in front to Payon. Won't go. Ergo pass over to Cooper, back to Ergo. Off the boards, Ergo takes it. Ergo takes a shot, and it goes wide. Semrad sets up. Semrad will take a rip without too much traffic in front for that one. Cooper gets it back now for Oswego. Pass in front to Fudger. Fudger up against the boards, gets it back to Semrad. Semrad goes back to Fudger, but it goes behind the net. This one's taken away by Ray. Pass up to Cooper. Oswego gets a couple of fresh sets of legs on the ice as Cooper has it now for the Lakers into the corner. That one's poked away by Neumann. Vasilov goes for it now for Oswego. Vasilov puts a poke pass, keeps it on his own possession. Vasilov looks for a shot, and he takes it. It goes wide. McQuaid now has it for the Lakers. McQuaid passes down low, but Simpson will take it now for Oswego. Off the boards to Simons. Simons on the back end, pass to the corner. Simpson will pass it again back to Simons. Simons sets up to Cohen. He swings and whiffs on it. Here's a swing and a shot from Simpson that won't go either. McQuaid now with the puck. McQuaid skates to the middle. Here's a shot in front. Goalie's down, but he saves it. Good stop there from Gorbitz, getting some first of his real action here on the ice. Hyatt now goes on the back check. This one gets pushed down to Milberg, and he'll freeze it with Donahoe chasing nearby. So now 7:58 will remain here in the second period. Oswego again, 4-0 lead. So early on, again, how we had mentioned how this works with the Classic. Tomorrow, Oswego State guaranteed plays at 4 o'clock. So if Oswego goes on to win this game, they will play against Alvernia for the championship tomorrow at 4. If they end up losing this game, they will play against Lebanon Valley at 4 for the consolation match. And Oswego wins the face-off. They'll take it back now. Burke's going to pass this one all the way down past Gorbitz, who comes out of net. But he'll let this one roll around the boards. Oswego has a big hit, and that one always hits head coach Ed Gosick as it goes into the bench. And McCarthy, the backup netminder for Oswego, just tosses the puck back onto the ice. Face-off coming in the Neumann zone. Lakers look to set up now in the Neumann zone. They'll go for the face-off with Burke. Burke will be joined by Gibbons for the face-off. And it appears that Gibbons will get the better of him and win the face-off. Baker keeps that one on sides. Nice hand pass. And Horacek loses that one, and that's going to be a hand pass. I was going to say nice hand pass, but that's illegal. So, never mind. Won't count. Nice save by Baker, but he can't use your hands in hockey. You got to use a stick. So we'll get a reset in neutral ice right off the line of the Neumann zone. Burke skates in once again. He'll win the face-off. Baker will take the puck. He'll dump it down low all the way around the boards. Gorbitz comes out of net, but he'll get right back to where he's supposed to be. Up top to Baker. Baker's going to take a shot down low. Almost goes in on Gorbitz, who wasn't ready for that one, but it stays out. Off the Neumann bench, Baker chases for Oswego. Milberg calls for the icing, and he'll get it. So now 7:13 remains on the clock. Holiday season now in the past for both squads, which also means the midseason has now arrived. a lot of these games become must-win. Again, as we mentioned multiple times, these games don't count towards conference play, but they count to your overall record. So every game at this point feels like a must-win for each squad in terms of momentum and for their overall record. And Calabufo and Cotron fight for it. And Gato lays a hit on Hatzianu in the corner. And corner battle now 3-on-2 for the puck. Becomes 1-on-1, and Neumann comes away with that one. Neumann sets up a pass, but that one gets blocked by the Lakers. Calabufo passes it over to Cooper. Cooper sets up, crafts to Semrad. Semrad gets to neutral ice. Semrad skates down low, pass to the centering. It won't go. Gato picks it up now for Oswego, over to Miller, back to Gato. Gato takes a rip in front, and that one's going to be frozen, and some pushing and shoving in front from Gato, and ooh, we got ourselves a tussle. And Azard gets a little chippy with Gato there. Tensions are rising here early on. Gato and Azard continue to chirp at each other. So 6:29 will remain now, as it appears Gato will skate over to the Oswego bench. Leslie opens the door for him. So Oswego gets a couple of new legs on the ice. And we'll get a face-off in a Neumann zone. 6:29 left to go. Oswego 4-0. And we're going to reset before we get a face-off here. Ryan skates out. Fudger skates in against Demetrio. Fudger wins the face-off in a Neumann zone. Miller sends one towards the goalie, but that one's off his pad. Back towards Miller. Miller gets hit up against the boards. Back to the corner. This one's taken by Cooper. Cooper in the corner. Cooper fakes the pass to Semrad. He takes a rip at it, goes off the glass, won't go. Semrad gets it back now. Under the stick of Cooper, and he keeps it onside. And Newman's waiting for it there now. Ryan joins in on the battle. Behind the net it goes. Gorbitz is out of net. Oswego doesn't have enough down there anyway. Fudger has it on his own. He'll keep it. He'll lose an edge. He'll poke a shot towards Gorbitz, but it's too wide. Miller now on the far corner. Back over to McQuaid. McQuaid takes a shot, and it's off the leg of a Neumann Knight. Back to neutral ice. McQuaid has it now. They'll set up offensively. Pass up to Simons. Simons has got a lane. Simons will take a rip, and it's saved by Gorbitz. No good. Pass over to McQuaid. McQuaid in the corner. McQuaid near side. Pass cross ice. Here's a rip in front of the net, but that one's blocked by the defense. Too many traffic there for Simpson. And Neumann gets hit, and here comes the Knights. Croucher takes it now. He'll take a rip in front, but nobody's home for that pass. Simons gets it over the blue line. Here comes Oswego now to chase. Here comes Vassalo one-on-one. Vassalo takes a rip, and it's saved. Good save from Gorbitz. Horacek takes a rip, but it's off the leg of Croucher. And that one will hit the netting, and we will get a stoppage of play. So 4:52 now remain here in the second period. We'll get a face-off in the Neumann zone. A couple of good opportunities there for Oswego. But good defensive play from Neumann, really turning it up here in the second period defensively. Shutting down a lot of those open lanes we saw early on for Oswego, and that created so many opportunities. Take a look at the replay here of that set opportunity. One-on-one, good save from Gorbitz there. No one to credit on that play except for Gorbitz on the one-on-none opportunity. Horacek takes a rip towards Gorbitz. He loses it, and it goes in! And guess who it is? Jesse Horacek finds the back of the net for Oswego, and it's a hat trick for the kid. Jesse Horacek finds the back of the net 3 times, and while nobody's throwing hats on the ice, they should be. It's a hat trick for Jesse Horacek. And there goes a hat. And one hat goes on the ice for the hat trick. And they'll throw it right back off onto the sideline. And they'll give him back his hat after he threw it on the ice. So Horacek finds the back of the net. It's 5-0 Oswego. He'll get the hat trick. And 4:48 remains on the clock in the second. What a game from the kid. What a game from Jesse Horacek. Really being that role player that he's been all season long and really showing it tonight in the Oswego State Holiday Classic, giving them the commanding 5-0 lead over the Knights. Speaking of commanding leads, they almost cut it there with a nice shot, but that goes off the net. So now we only have 4:46 remaining in the second. Milberg not seeing too many shots coming his way. The largest differential of the game is going to be shots on goal. Oswego having 12 shots, or Neumann getting 12 shots, Oswego getting 31 shots. Gorbitz playing great so far. Just didn't have time. Good opportunity there from Horacek, and he takes advantage of it. So Oswego will extend their lead to 5-0. Neumann wins the face-off, but under the stick across the blue line it goes. Atziano gets it now for Neumann. And that one's taken away by Baker. Payon pass it up across the blue line. And Horacek gets a big cheer from the Oswego State faithful as he gets his hat trick goal. Much deserved for the kid. As Baker passes over to Payon. Payon over to Grenier. Grenier sets one up in front, but Calabufo wasn't ready for it. In the Neumann zone, it'll go out to the neutral zone. Gato pushes it back in. He'll stay on sides as Grenier sends that one down to the corner. Gorbitz comes out of net. And Neumann gets this one to the neutral zone all the way across ice down towards Milberg, and will get blown dead for the icing call. So 3:52 now remains on the clock. As I was just talking about, the biggest differential is the Lakers' shots. 31 shots compared to 12. 5 getting in is good in its own right, but when you send that many shots compared to Neumann, that's what's going to be the difference maker. Neumann, a team that gets a lot more shots than their opponents so far this year, and Oswego is in the same wheel, and they have just dominated in that fashion tonight, and that's why they have this 5-0 lead in the second period, and a whole period left to go. But 3:43 left to go here in the second. Neumann with an opportunity now. One-on-one, he takes a rip to Milberg, but it's saved. Good shot from Gibbons. And in front of the students section, Oswego will take this one back with Cooper. Cooper takes this one across the blue line, pass up to Fudger. Fudger goes down the corner, Cooper gets it back. Cooper's pass is blocked. Simpson pass over to Semrad. Semrad takes a rip. A bunch of people in front. There's a lot of traffic, but that one's eventually stopped. And here's a big fight in front of the net. Fudger gets into a scrum. He didn't like that one, and the gloves are dropping. And you can't fight in D3 hockey, but if anybody's watched Oswego hockey knows Brett Fudger don't care. And here comes the umps in it now. And there's Zebras on the ice. There's Brett Fudger on the ice. And that was a big one. You don't see that all that often here in D3 hockey, but you got to love when you see it. So down they go. Big scrum in front of the net. Someone didn't like that Fudger touch the goalie. It's going to be Hazard, and Hazard gets laid out by Brett Fudger. And you want to believe that probably Fudger's night might be done after that, and probably having a nice power play, as he'll get a big cheer from the crowd as Fudger is going to skate off the ice and appears to either be going to the locker room or the sin bin. And we're going to assume to the locker room. And the gate opens, and yes, he will. So Fudger's night is done. He'll get a major penalty on that one. And Hazard also heads out. So Hazard and Fudger's nights are done. We're going to look at the replay here, and look at that. Boom! Lays him down on the ice, and what a fight it was. You see a Zebra get into this one. Teammates are in this one. Even Corbett says, I got enough pads on, man. Let me fight. He gets into this one as well. So what a fight that was. It's never boring in the Oswego State Holiday Classic. It's always some great hockey here. What a replay it was. Great angle there provided by our team in the control room. Thank you all very much for the wonderful work you guys do every single day, because we couldn't do it without everybody that works in the control room. You might hear my voice, but you guys don't know all the work that happens in the background, especially for some of our people like our sports director, Michael Shetler, putting in some absolute work this week to get this to happen. All of us here at W2P10 are students. We came up here from our hometowns to work and provide this footage and this wonderful coverage for you all at home. So I want to thank all of my team here at WTOP10 for all the hard work they do. I know Loudon can hear me say next to me. Hi, Loudon. Loudon does a great job on that game camera for you all. With that being said, it's going to be a 2-minute power play for the Neumann Knights. Brett Fudger will be listed as the penalty commit. So 2 minutes on the clock. Neumann now, again, you don't want to say it's do or die, but they really need this one. So Neumann really need to convert on the power play here. Can cut the lead to only 4. 5 goals is a big hill to climb, but you got to start climbing at some point. So I think it's a good place for Neumann to really start that climb. Ref blows the whistle. We'll skate in, and here we go. Calabufo skates in for Oswego, and he'll win the faceoff. Cooper dumps it off the wall. Hatsuanu passes across ice over to Donahoe. Here's the shot down the middle. Milberg's there. Around the pad, he saves it somehow, and it won't go. Hatziano keeps it on side, pass cross ice. Opportunity again, that shot's blocked by the defense. And a couple of good shot opportunities again from Donahoe. I said his name quite a few times today. Donahoe has had some very solid opportunities. He's just not yet able to capitalize, whether it's a Lakers skates in his way and shuts down his lane, or Milberg gets a nice save. But give some credit where it's due to Donahoe. He's had an excellent game. He's made a lot of good opportunities for Neumann. Just hasn't been able to find the back of the net yet. But I think he might be able to at some point soon. So 2:50 remains on the clock. 1:35 remain on the power play for Neumann. And Ryan gets it over the blue line. It's going to force Neumann to reset offensively. Etianu passes across ice. Down low, going to be chased by Dimmeline. Dimmeline up against the boards with Katz fighting for it. Back to Hatzianu. Hatzianu passes it back over to Dimmeline. He'll take a rip to Milberg, but it goes wide. And Ergo gets that thing out of there across the blue line and tries to take more time off of the power play. 60 seconds remain in the power play for the Neumann Knights. They'll set up offensively. McQuaid, the lone Laker, waiting in the Neumann zone. And Neumann slows it down. They were going to get it going, but didn't like something they saw, so they're going to pass the one across and get it going. Cross ice, it's Ray. Back over to Coucher. Cross ice, back over to Demetrio. Demetrio has it on the far side. Simons breaks up, and across the blue line it goes. Here's a one-on-one opportunity now for McQuaid. McQuaid takes a shot, and he scores! The C finds the back of the net for the Lakers, and the ship is sailing. It's 6-0 Oswego. Choppy water for the Knights, and it's smooth for the Lakers. Spin the wheel, Laker faithful. It's 6-0 Oswego. And the Knights need to claw back quickly now. Oswego scores the short-handed goal. Neumann gets on the power play. Oswego still scores. Neumann definitely have a conversation in the locker room. It'll be interesting to hear what their head coach says to change things up coming this third and final period. Now needing 7 goals to win this game. We're getting close to a football score from Oswego, as that one's an icing call. And the crowd don't like whatever it was. But nevertheless, Oswego still has a man in the sin bin. Grenier don't get out early because they scored. So 18 seconds remain in the power play for Neumann. Oswego gets the shorthanded goal and a 6-0 lead. 1:31 remains here in the second. Oswego wins the faceoff. Baker pushed it across ice. This one's taken back by Ray and the Knights. Mila has it. He's going to dump it into the corner. Near side, Oswego fights for it. Gato gets it back now. Cross ice, Mila loses that one. Ray will chase for the Knights. Calabuffo almost gets a stick on that one. Oswego will return to full strength, and the power play is over. The penalty's killed by Oswego, and they'll pick up the shorthanded goal to make it 6-0 with 1 minute remaining in the second period. The Neumann bench, they'll chip for the puck. Center ice pass goes over to Mila. And Mila dumps it into the corner. Hyen goes for it. Milberger come out of net and pass over to Baker. Baker goes back to Hyen. Hyen off the boards, pass up towards Horacek, who wasn't ready for that one. This one's taken away. And it's a shot that goes wide, no good from Gibbons. Baker gets it now for Oswego. He's going to dump it around the boards. Hyen will get it back now for Oswego. Pass off the leg. Hatzianu gets it back now for the Knights. 26 ticks remain on the clock. Gibbons passing it past Cohen. Fighting with Hyen now in the corner. Gibbons will lose an edge. Those are rip in front of the net, but that's blocked by the defense. Shut down the lane. Here comes Oswego with Cohen. Cohen looks for a shot. He'll take it. It goes off the stick of Hatzianu. Won't go. Oswego keeps it onside. He's going to dump it down behind the net. 5 seconds remain in the second. In the corner, Oswego and Neumann. But it won't matter. So that's it for the second period. Oswego State takes a commanding 6-0 lead over the Neumann Knights. So we have a 15-minute intermission. Both teams get to go to the locker room and talk things out. So for Oswego, it seems the game plan would be pretty straightforward. Keep doing what you're doing. You've got 34 shots compared to Neumann's 14. You're shutting down their lanes, not allowing them any opportunities, and Oswego has been dominating most facets of the game. 6-0, a very commanding lead for Oswego. We can talk about Jesse Horacek, who has scored 3. He got the hat trick, had a hat thrown on the ice by one of the players from Alvernia over there. And then has passing it around to his other teammates. So racks up at least 3 points on the night. Oswego has been dominant early on. Now only 1 period remains, and I don't want to say it's quite panic time yet for Neumann, but it probably is. You got to score 7 goals to win this game, and you need at least 6 to force an overtime here in the Classic. Oswego trying to punch that ticket to the championship game. As we mentioned earlier, Oswego did not make it to their own home tournament championship game last year as they dropped to Stevenson early, then dropped to Cortland in an overtime game. So Oswego looks to finish the job and looks to do it. Now Neumann, they regroup in the locker room. Take a look at some of the goals here from Oswego. Vossilo finds the back of the net and a good shot from the kid. Nice tip in. Behind the net view, look at this one. That one goes cross in. Far goal, almost from Ove's office, but that gets in there. One-on-one opportunity. He'll find the back of the net too. That's the C finally scoring for Oswego and Matt McQuaid. So a collective good amount of goals. You see the hat on the ice for Horacek, who gets his first hat trick of the season. And it's been a great game for especially the freshmen on this team for Oswego. So if you're Oswego State, it's more of the same this next period. Keep up the pressure, keep up the momentum. Ed Gosick has got to give him a good rally cry. Well, Neumann, if you're their head coach, it's now or never. You come out early, you score in the first minute. You win that faceoff, and you absolutely dominate the rest of the game. If that doesn't happen, it'll be a very tall task for Neumann to come back and win this game. That's all the time we have here for the second period of hockey here in the Oswego State Classic. It's Oswego State 6, Neumann University 0. We'll see you after the 15-minute intermission right here on WTOP 10.
We're here for you, we're here for you. This is your channel 2. With sports and news and what to do, we're here for you. It's your TV, you're watching WTOP. Your TV, thanks for watching WTOP.
And welcome back into the Steve Levy Press Box and the Deborah F. Stanley Ice Arena and Convocation Hall. Kane Gerard providing you your play-by-play commentary for the last period of the Oswego State Lakers taking on the Neumann University Knights. It's 6-0 Oswego State, and like I say every game, there are 3 guarantees in life: death, taxes, and Metallica welcoming the Lakers back onto the ice for the third and final period of hockey. It's the first hockey night in Oswego for the Oswego State Lakers, and it's been a commanding lead for Oswego. 34 shots on the board for them compared to Newman's 14s, and a 6-0 score, and a hat trick from the freshman, Jesse Horacek. A name we've said a lot recently, but Jesse Horacek has been an all-star for the Lakers. We'll see if that continues into the third and final period as we take your attention now down to the ice for the final puck drop of the evening. And Neumann will be victorious in that final puck drop. Hatzianu will get that puck lost to Horacek. Semrad now has it for Oswego. He'll get pushed up against the boards. Neumann now taking it down to the Oswego zone. They'll take a rip in front, but that's blocked. Far side boards, they'll take a spill, and Oswego look to take it back. Cohen has it now for the Lakers. Cohen's pass center ice to Burke goes a little wide. Hatzianu's going to pass cross ice over to Demetrio. Demetrio loses the puck on the skate of the ref. Demetrio can't seem to find the puck. He's swandered by a Laker. And that one goes all the way down to the far side. Milberg comes on net to pass it all the way over back to Vossalo. Vossalo, near the Oswego bench, gets it right back. He'll take a big hit. There's a rip from Katz that won't go, or Smith, rather. Here's another rip towards Milberg that goes wide. Neumann sending a few shots Milberg's way, knowing they need to score quickly here to mount a comeback. McQuaid now puts it in front, but that won't go. Saved by Gorbitz. Behind the net, pass in front, but McQuaid wasn't there for it. Oswego forced to reset. Baker dumps it down. Oswego will get a couple line changes here. Galabufo, Grenier come on the ice. Big hit up against the boards from Vossalo, knocking up Kennedy. And Baker gets hit up against the boards too, so a couple of big hits early on here. That one coming from Smith. Oswego in their own zone looks to get it across the blue line. Neumann gets it back, but it goes across the blue line. They'll be forced to reset anyway. Here comes Payon now for Oswego. Payon, pass behind. Galabufo chase. Galabufo takes it all the way around to back to Payon. Payon pass to Baker. Baker takes a slap, and it's in! Travis Baker finds the back of the net for the Lakers, and it's 7-0 Oswego, and another one gets behind Gorbitz. 37th shot of the game, and it's the 7th goal for Oswego. 18:09 left in the third, and as early as it is in this third period, this thing feels just about as over as it can get as we get a replay of it here. And that's just a good shot, and Gorbitz didn't even see it coming. And Baker will find the back of the net, and that'll extend the lead to 7-0 Oswego as Milberg will freeze that puck. So now some seniority is found the back of the net for Oswego with Baker. Finally, as the freshmen have done their part, so have the seniors by teaching, being there in the locker room, and also getting some goals and assists of their own. Lakers setting up their youth squad for some success later on. As we mentioned, 7-0 Oswego with 18:01 left to go. And Miller gets the puck now for Neumann in the Oswego zone, pass centered. Here's a shot, and it's blocked by the defense. Too much traffic in front. Centering pass to Miller again, but he won't get there. Ryan will lose his stick. He'll just kind of kick for the puck. High-end's going to pass the one down to Simpson. Simpson in the corner, tries to get it out of there, but that one's stopped by Snyder. Across the blue line it goes. Snyder takes it back, though, for Neumann. And he's just going to dump that one as Neumann gets a line change. This was going to be passed over to Hyen. Hyen pass up to Burke, cross ice. Looks for Ergo, who will chase for it. Neumann will get it back now. Thompson will take a rip, but it's blocked by Hyen. In the corner, it's Simpson and Gibbons. Gibbons will take a tumble. It'll get right back up. Simpson now fighting for it as well. Lakers come away with it. And that one's going to go high up and into the bench of the Neumann Knights. So that one's going to be blown dead. 17 minutes on the clock. 7-0 Lakers. So looking ahead again to tomorrow. As it's not over. It's never over until the last whistle is blown and the last buzzer is buzzed. But seeing with the 7-0 lead, Neumann needing to mount an 8-goal comeback to win this thing. Oswego looks like we'll be playing tomorrow at 4 o'clock against Alvernia for the championship game, while Neumann will face Lebanon Valley for the consolation match at 1 o'clock, both streamed right here on WTOP 10. Oswego looks to add to their lead, and Neumann looks to mount a very large comeback against the Lakers. Some great play from some key players for Neumann. No shame in that. But Oswego just seems to be the better team on the ice tonight. Hatzianu chases. Speaking of key players that have been good for Neumann, Hatzianu, a leader on his team, has been excellent tonight. Has not found the back of the net much, but has been a great player for them, as well as Donahoe, another player I like to look at for Neumann. Donahoe having some great opportunities, setting his team up for some goals, but just Milberg playing some sound goaltender tonight, and just not the defense not allowing many of those opportunities to get in. So a couple of players like Donahoe, Izzard's been playing well tonight, and Moselle. A few players that I want to talk about for Neumann that have very bright futures in this game, but just not tonight. Oswego just seems to be the better team. Neumann wins the faceoff in the Neumann zone. Hatzianu gets rid of it, but Oswego keeps it on sides. Near side board, they'll fight for it. Here comes the Neumann Knights with Andrews. Andrews' pass is broken up. Cooper will take it back for the Lakers. Cooper's pass broken up again. Semrad will pick it up, though, for the Lakers. Semrad will lose that one, taken away by Katz. Katz is going to dump this one down towards Milberg. Neumann will get a line change. Oswego will send McQuaid on the ice and send off Burke. McQuaid now gets the puck fresh on the ice. McQuaid down near the far side is going to throw some snow, take a rip in front, but that won't go. It's saved. Gorbitz with a nice save. Neumann now taking it down with Smith. Smith will lose an edge. Oswego will take it back with Baker. Baker's going to dump that one towards Gorbitz, another player that came in late in the game but has played very decent so far. Not too bad as Vasilo lays a big hit on Donahue. And in front, Neumann takes it back in their own end. 15-16 left to go. Baker steals it away for the Lakers. Here comes Vasilo. Vasilo on the near side. Pass back to Payon, who takes a rip, and it's too high. It won't go off the glass. Neumann in their own zone, gets to the neutral zone. Is going to dump this one towards the Lakers zone. High end being chased quickly by Inlow. But Oswego comes away with it. They dump it down. Milo will take it back now for the Knights. High end down to the corner for Oswego now, looking for the puck. He'll get a corner battle, 2-on-2. Puck's loose. Oswego looks to get it back. Gato will get it back for Oswego. Gato takes it down the center ice. Pass up to Grenier. That one's broken up, but a big hit near the Oswego boards from Gato, laying out Demetrio. That pass is broken up. Oswego keep it on sides. Grenier pass around the boards. Back up to Hyen, over to Simpson. Simpson will take a shot of his own. It goes wide. Hyen will keep it on sides. He'll bring it back around the boards. Over to Grenier. Neumann will come away with it. He'll dump it to center ice, and Simpson will pick it up himself. Simpson will pass over to Miller. Miller's going to dump it around the boards. Gorbitz comes out of net and slams himself into the wall, trying to center that pass. Miller will get it back, though, now. Miller, pass up top, over to Semrad. Semrad looks for a lane. He'll throw Snow back under the stick of Cooper. Takes a shot. Goes to Ovi's office, takes a rip at it. In front of the net. The puck is loose, and it'll get blown dead as it appears that Gorbitz has finally frozen that puck, and too much traffic in front for Oswego to get yet another goal and add on to their 7-0 lead. 13:41 remains in this third and final period. 39 shots for the Lakers, 7 of them finding the back of the net. 15 shots for the Neumann Knights, 0 of them finding the back of the net. We'll get a look at the replay here of the almost goal. Puck's loose for a while, but Gorbitz just lays on top of that one and stops it and doesn't allow an 8-0 deficit for the Knights. Oswego wins the faceoff in a Neumann zone. Cohen takes a rip, but it's saved by Gorbitz. And Hatzianu takes it away now for the Knights. Here comes Thompson. Thompson's going to lose that one. Semrad will pick it up for Oswego. Up near the Oswego bench, it's going to be Cohen. Cohen with a one-on-one opportunity. Makes a move, and that one's broken up by the defense. Good play there on a defensive end of Hatzianu, breaking up Cohen's opportunity to make it an 8-0 game. Semrad will pass this one over. Here's a rip, and it's into the glove of Gorbitz. And no goal there for Cooper, but a good shot from them. Oswego just not letting the foot off the gas pedal here. The 7-0 lead doesn't appear to matter. But as Payon, Vasilo, Baker, and McQuaid now come on the ice, Oswego will get a fresh change. As well as a few changes for Neumann as well. So 13:07 stays on the clock. Oswego keeps their 7-0 lead and are keeping their foot on the gas pedal, not letting up any pressure. Neumann wins the faceoff in their own zone. They'll get it into neutral ice. Smith takes it. He'll lose an edge, and a penalty coming against the Lakers is going to be a tripping call, most likely against Payon. And it will be a tripping call, and it'll be against Baker, who they send to the sin bin. So Neumann now will go on the power play, a much-needed relief here for them. They needed something. They needed a break of some sort, and this might be that break for them. Oswego already scoring a shorthanded goal in this affair. Neumann looks to get one in the back of the net and end the shutout for Milberg. Face-off won by Neumann. Hatzianu pass cross ice. Donahue pass in front, but that's broken up by Gato. Down low, high end looks to get it back for the Lakers, and so does Simpson. Simpson will pick up the puck for Oswego. He'll dump that one all the way across both blue lines down to Gorbitz, who picks it up for the Knights. Gato comes all the way up to Gorbitz. He'll give him a little body check, but not much. Here comes Dimmeline, whose pass goes wide to Donahoe. Donahoe near side boards, pass up to Smith. Smith centering pass back to Smith. Smith takes a rip. That one's blocked by Gato. Smith gets his own rebound. Back behind the net, Gato gets it back. He'll dump this one, and Hatzianu loses an edge, and that one gets right by him. Good penalty kill from the Lakers. 1 minute and 3 seconds remain on the power play for the Knights. Here comes Neumann now, moving the offensive pressure on the power play. Less than a minute remains on the power play. That one's broken up by Oswego, kept on sides. Oswego tries to get it back out of their own zone. Opportunity centering pass, nobody's there. Lakers get it back. Ryan had it for Oswego, is going to dump that one past Gorbitz. And that's going to go right in front by McQuaid, but nobody home for that pass. 31 seconds remain on the power play. Near Neumann bench, Simons looks to get it back, but Neumann will get it back. They'll take it in their own zone to reset offensively. 22 seconds remain on the power play. Croucher pass, cross. D'Lo won't get it back. Centering pass, nobody's home for it. High end chases with Croucher. And that one gets out of the zone, and it's going to probably end the power play for Neumann. McQuaid close behind, playing some solid defense, and the Lakers will return to full strength. So power play expires. Oswego kills off yet another penalty, and Neumann yet to find the back of the net. Mila has it, but he'll lose it near the Oswego bench. Gibbons has it now for the Knights. 10:44 remains here in the third. Gibbons takes it across the second blue line, met up by Cooper. Oswego takes it back. That puck goes way up in the air. Snyder's waiting for it, but he's laid out by Cohen. Big hits so far from the Lakers, playing sound defensively and on the offensive end of the ice. Snyder now with the puck for Neumann. This one's taken back by the Lakers and Cohen. This one gets back over to Snyder. Snyder's going to pass this one up to Thompson. Cooper takes it back for Oswego and over to Semrad. It'll go back to Cooper. Cooper back over to Semrad on the far side. Semrad loses that one. Grenier picks it up. Grenier takes a rip in front. It won't go. Nice save there from Gorbitz. Semrad unable to get the rebound goal. Under the stick of Baker. Oswego will get a quick line change, and so will Neumann. This one gets passed up to Gato, fresh on the ice. Back over to Grenier. Grenier gets to the middle, takes a rip in front, and that one's saved and broken up by the defense. No rebound goal again for the Lakers. Payon keeps it on sides. Payon's pass is broken up. Thompson looks to get it back, but he won't. Payon takes a rip. That one's off the stick of Dimmeline. Dimmeline gets it back for Neumann. He'll take it into center ice. Neumann crossed the second blue line. Dimmeline makes a move, but it's stolen away by Baker. Baker passes up over to Payon. Payon looks for a lane. He'll take a rip, and that one's saved, and he gets laid out by Kennedy. What a hit. Payon breaks a stick and gets laid out by Kennedy. What a hit from the Neumann Knights. maybe a little momentum here with 9:04 left to go. Got to get something going. You got to start somewhere. And maybe a big hit is enough for them as there's broken lumber on the ice. So 9:02 remains. The broken lumber to be cleaned off of the ice. Oswego State 7, Neumann 0. It's 42 shots for the Lakers to 15 for Neumann. And what a night it's been for Oswego. It's been a sound team match. Everybody's doing their part. The seniors are contributing as well as the freshmen are. But a great matchup for both teams tonight. Neumann has some things that they can look highly on, some players they can look forward to. But obviously you learn from your mistakes tonight, and they'll have another round tomorrow in the consolation game as Vossalo chases behind for that one. This one's taken away by Neumann and Ray. Simons gets it for Oswego, centers it. In front for Vossalo, takes a shot at it, but Gorbitz is there. Vossalo gets a cheap shot from Patterson, and understandably so. He's upset. His team's down 7-0. So we'll take a cheap shot at Vossalo. Vossalo doesn't respond. No one really fights. It doesn't seem like it's worth either of their times to really get into an altercation again. They already each lost a player off to the locker room, as you see his shot there. Not a big hit, but more of a little check, but enough to send him off to the sin bin. So Patterson heads to the penalty box for the late hit on Vossalo. And Oswego once again will go on the power play. 2-minute power play for the Lakers, 8:48 left to go here. Oswego, 7-0 lead. Trying to convert on the power play and make it 8-0 Lakers. One of their largest leads in a long time. Neumann wins the face-off in the Neumann zone, but Oswego looks to get it back. Ryan loses the stick, he'll pick it back up. McQuaid now with the puck. McQuaid in the corner is going to pass this up to Baker. Baker pass slap Ryan, but nobody's there for the centering pass. McQuaid will get it back. McQuaid gets it again for the Lakers. McQuaid pass in front to Ryan. Ryan back to McQuaid, takes a fake no-look pass. Won't work out, and that one goes up and into the stands as Calabufo and Kennedy are tied up. And we'll get a reset again. So a minute 31 remains now on the Oswego power play. 8:19 remains here in the third period. 43 shots for Oswego, 15 for Neumann. Oswego just looking to maintain their lead, and Neumann is looking to start the comeback. A shorthanded goal would definitely put a fire underneath them to make this comeback. And Gibbons jumps a little early there, but Oswego wins the faceoff. Over to Gato, pass to Baker. Here's a slap from McQuaid, and it scores! The Seed does it again. Matt McQuaid finds the back of the net on the power play, and it's Oswego State 8, Neumann nothing. And what a game it's been for Oswego State. The captain once again finds the back of the net. We look at the replay here. A slap shot, perfectly placed goal, and Gorbitz lets up yet another one. Not a great night from either goaltender for Neumann, unfortunately. But Oswego State finds the great 8 goals in the back of the net, and it's still a Neumann nothing right now. 43 shots for the Lakers, 15 for Neumann. Oswego, 8 of them getting in the back of the net. Neumann nothing. 8 minutes and 10 seconds remain. Neumann needs to average a goal a minute here to get back in this one. Semrad pass up to Cooper. It's taken away by Kennedy. Croucher has it now. Ergo fights with him. Miller takes it for Oswego. Miller passing it around, but it's taken back by Neumann. Neumann needs to get moving here. Andrews has it now. He's going to pass it off to Glass, but Cooper's waiting for it. It gets behind him. One-on-one opportunity now for Neumann. But Semrad blocks the opportunity. Patterson won't get much going there. Obviously, they'll end the power play for Oswego on the conversion. Miller chases for the Lakers. It's Miller and Ray near the Oswego bench. Kennedy comes in for the fight, too. Gorbitz comes out of net. And it appears that he didn't like that one much, so Ergo gets a quick check from Kennedy. He touched his goalie. That's a fair hit. Now Neumann has it. They're going to take it into this neutral ice. And all the way down it goes to Milberg, who freezes things up. So Travis Baker gets the assist on that goal, as well as Connor Gato. And McQuaid finds the back of the net. That is your seniority of your team, doing their part as much as the freshmen have as well. And it's just been a sound victory. Like we said, their depth from their freshmen has scored. The depth from their seniority has scored. All around, it's been a great game for Oswego State. A lot to look forward to for them going in tomorrow night and pending a large comeback, the championship game. There's a pass up to Burke who takes a rip at it, but that won't go either. Neumann gets it across the blue line. Here's an opportunity now for them, but he just won't be able to catch it in time as Milberg was set up for it. Pass cross ice. Neumann takes a rip, but that one's blocked by Burke. In front to Milberg, he lays out and saves it. What a save by Milberg. Almost ends the perfect game for him, but he makes a great save to stop it as it's offsides, and Baker gets pushed. And now we're going to get some chippiness in front. Mazzell didn't like something he saw. Mazzell's punching two players. Mazzell punches Baker and Burke. And Mazzell and Baker grabbing jerseys. Mazzell, and there's another big hit. Cheap shot again from Inlow, and he smacks Payon. And, well, we're going to get some more penalties. I thought last game, the Inter-MAC conference matchup, had a lot of chippiness. But, man, unexpected chippiness out of both these teams. Neumann clearly upset. They're down 8-0. Not surprising. And Oswego responds when they get hit, I guess. I can't say I blame them. It's hockey. That's what happens in the sport. Teams fight. But Inlow heads to the sin bin. Nevertheless, you technically can't do it, although everybody loves it. So Neumann, 2-minute penalties. Take a look at the fight here on the replay. And Oswego State, once again, will go on the power play. So 6:34 remains. Oswego goes on a 2-minute power play, and Oswego's up 8-0. Neumann still being shut out. Milberg having a great game for the Lakers. As we're going to face off in Neumann's zone, and Oswego, and their power play looks good underway. Ergo skates in for Oswego for the power play face-off. He'll get it. Simpson gets it. He's going to pass it over to Hyen. Hyen back to Simpson. Simpson pass. Back up to Simpson. Simpson over to Hyen. Hyen looks to get someone in front. No one's there. Ryan off his skate. Puck bouncing everywhere. No one gets it. It's up on the backboard near the student section. 6:12 remain in the game. No one moving much here, and it finally gets out. Ergo passing their way to Hyen. Hyen keeps it on sides, passing it around. Back over to Simpson. Simpson centering pass over to Miller, who loses the puck for a second. He'll keep it on sides. Miller skates back on sides. Ryan center pass, nobody there. Miller takes a rip at it, won't go. Nice save from Gorbitz. And Calabufo jumps to try and keep that one on side, but it won't go. So Oswego will get a couple of new fresh sets of legs on the ice. So will Neumann, and a minute and 2 seconds will remain in the power play. 5:35 remain in regulation, 8-0 Oswego. Here comes Semrad now. Semrad moves to the left on the far side, pass cross to Cooper. Cooper takes a rip, and it's almost a glove save. It bounces off, and it stays in. Can't be frozen there by Gorbitz. Near the goal judge, they fight for the puck. 38 seconds remain on the power play. And Oswego's Calabufo comes away with it. Semrad back to Calabufo, goes back up to Semrad. Semrad pass to Cooper. Cooper gets to the middle. Cooper pass over to Calabufo. Calabufo thinks about it, he'll just give it back over. Back over to Calabufo. Down low it goes. And in the corner, Semrad looks to take it back for Oswego. 10 seconds remain on the power play. Semrad gets a big hit on him. There's an opportunity in front for Gato, but he whiffs on that one. That won't go. And Neumann will return to full strength. Inlow comes out on the ice, and Oswego won't convert on that power play, and Neumann will get a penalty kill. So McQuaid on the ice now for the Lakers. He's going to dump that into the corner. All the way to the far side it goes. Simons looks to get it back for Oswego. He'll lose it. It goes back to Kennedy. On the near side, it's pushed back in by Baker, and Kennedy to go retrieve it for the Knights. 4 minutes and 10 seconds remain here in the third period. Inlow back on the ice after the penalty. Payon and him go for it, but Vossalo to chase. Vossalo being chased behind by Demetrio, but Vossalo comes away with it. Vossalo over to Simons. Vossalo gets hit up against the boards on the far side. Simons throws some snow back over to McQuaid. McQuaid loses that one, but he'll get it back himself. Back up to Baker. Baker over to Payon. Payon takes a rip in front and no one's there. Vossalo in the corner is going to dump this one around. Payon comes to get it back. Payon's going to take it around behind the net. He's going to pass it back up to Baker. Onside back pass to Payon. Payon takes a rip at it and it goes wide of the net. Gorbat's losing it for a second there, but it won't get in behind him. Mazzell gets rid of that one, back to center ice. And Milberg coming to net to stop that one for the Lakers. And Baker to pick up the present from Milberg. And Baker moves it down now. He's going to pass this one all the way down to Cohen, but it goes wide. The call for the icing won't get it because Horacek's right there. And Neumann finally gets it back, but they're going to dump it out of danger way. Thompson chased it down to Oswego's zone. Thompson will lose an edge in the corner. Oswego tries to get it back. Galabufo in the corner looking for it. Back up it goes. And that goes offsides from Katz and Gibbons. Horacek will head to the bench. 2 minutes and 38 seconds remain here in the third. 8-0 Oswego lead. Miller gets it now for the Lakers, and he'll just dump that one down towards Gorbitz. Gorbitz out of net. It's going to pass the one over to Hatzianu. Hatzianu passes to Gibbons. This one's broken up again by the Lakers. Back over to Cooper. Cooper's going to pass past Cohen. Cohen gets hit by Katz, and they're going to have some little extra curricular activities near the Oswego bench. Refs come in to break him up. Ergo pulls Cohen away. Katz not happy with his team's performance. Again, understandable. 8-0 Oswego leads. Oswego in high hopes now as they seemingly will advance to the championship game of their own home tournament, the Oswego State Holiday Classic. So tomorrow's schedule here on WTOP 10, it's going to be Neumann taking on Lebanon Valley at 1 o'clock. Pre-game show with yours truly starts at 12:50 p.m. Championship game between the Lakers and the Alvernia Golden Wolves at 4 p.m. Pre-game at 3:50 with, again, yours truly. 2 minutes remain in this match, though, before we can get off air for the evening. And we're going to get a stoppage of play. And Milberg just talks over to Zalesi, but he'll move off. And, well, another Neumann penalty equals another Oswego power play. So Neumann won this game shorthanded, pending Oswego's score, is Dinaline, who heads to the sin bin for the Neumann Knights. Oswego will go on the power play. Minute 57 left in the game. Power play is 2 minutes. So Oswego will remain on the power play for the rest of the game if they don't score their 9th goal. Neumann will be shorthanded for the rest of the game. 5-on-4 hockey for Oswego. Just looking to close this thing out. And Oswego wins the faceoff. Miller loses an edge in the corner. Ergo looks to get it back, but it'll be Cooper. Cooper sends it down to Miller. Miller gets it up in the corner. Back up to Cooper. Cooper pass behind Ryan. Ryan looks for a lane. He's going to pass it back over to Ergo. Ergo back over to Cooper. Cooper takes a rip at it. In front. Good opportunity again, but Gorbitz looks to shut it down, and he will. And a Neumann Knight goes down pretty hard. He'll get up slow. And a minute 28 remains in the game, and a minute 31 in the power play, but I guess it just means minute 28's left on the power play. So Oswego State takes 50 shots. 8 of them get in. Neumann takes 18. It's nothing for Neumann. Neumann's own face-off, Oswego power play. And Neumann wins the face-off in their own zone. And here they come. They're going to dump this one away and try to kill off whatever time is left and limit the damages that have already happened. Semrad has it now for the Lakers. Semrad's going to pass it up to Cooper. Cooper is going to dump that into the corner over the ref. Miller chases in the corner now with Mila. Semrad pass shot from Cooper. No good and up into the nets. What a slapper there from Cooper. And a nice save from Gorbitz. Like we said, not all bad for Neumann. They had some good opportunities. They set themselves up well, and I think it's going to be a great matchup tomorrow in the consolation, quote-unquote, matchup between Lebanon Valley and Neumann. Another MAC conference matchup in the consolation game tomorrow, and the MAC taking on the SUNYAC for the Oswego State Holiday Tournament title. And Cooper now with the puck for Oswego. Down over to Ryan. Ryan, centering pass, nobody's there for it. Neumann gets it out of the zone. And Cooper will chase for Oswego, followed behind slowly by Andrews, who's going to skate off the ice, and they're going to get a line change for the last 42 seconds. Cooper passing this one up all the way over to Ergo. Ergo loses that one, tries to dive for it, but McQuaid comes back for it. And neutral ice, Oswego forced to reset. 26 seconds remain in this one. Lakers get it back with Ryan. Here's a slap and it won't go from Grenier. Oswego looks like they just want to tally one more on the scorecard, and Neumann just looks to limit the damages as time expires here. Only 7 seconds remain, and Oswego's just going to sit on the puck. The Laker faithful begin to cheer, and time will expire in this one. The Oswego State Lakers take a commanding win, 8-0 over the Neumann College Knights. Number 2 in the MAC falls to number 2 in the SUNYAC. So that sets the playing field for tomorrow. The consolation game will be at 1 o'clock, pregame show at 12:50 right here on WTOP 10. The Neumann University Knights from the MAC Conference will be taking on the Lebanon Valley Dutchmen, also of the MAC Conference, tomorrow in the consolation game. Tomorrow afternoon at 4 p.m., pregame show at 3:50, the Oswego State Lakers from the SUNYAC will be taking on the Alvernia Golden Wolves from the MAC Conference. Alvernia and Oswego have some history between each other. Teams have met here before in the Deborah F. Stanley Ice Arena and Convocation Hall. We'll have more details on that for you tomorrow during the pregame show for the championship game. So Oswego State loses the tournament last year. This year they come out and make the championship game, win the first one. Neumann comes in and they drop a big loss to Oswego. Again, grade 8 for Oswego. Oswego State puts up 8 and Neumann puts up nothing. So the Lakers take a resounding victory over Neumann from the showings of McQuaid, Horacek, and a shutout for Milberg. Great match overall. Great night from Milberg and net. Great night for the seniors and a great night for all the freshmen. An overall resounding victory for the Lakers. Everything they needed to do, they did it and did it better than they had to. While Neumann skates off the ice, heads hanging, but again, a few key things that they did well. DeFazio and Gorbitz may not have the greatest of nights in the net, but they did play well. Both goalies had a decent showing, as well as the players such as Hatzianu had a great night. Donahoe had a good night. Dimmeline had a great night. Kennedy had a great night. So some great players for Neumann as well. Had a great performance, but it just wasn't enough to topple the Oswego State Lakers, who overall had a great game. Great team victory for Oswego, and the Lakers will secure their ticket into the championship game of the Oswego State Classic Hockey game. And Oswego State will win their first game of 2025 here in the Deb non-conference matchup. Conference play gets kicked off in a couple of weeks. And Oswego State celebrates in the middle in classic Oswego fashion. And Jesse Horacek with the hat trick wins the 1-star of the match as the team crowds to him. Ed Gosick talks to the referees at the end of the game. Another win for the tenured coach in Ed Gosick. Milberg picks up another win on his score sheet and picks up a shutout. So Oswego State celebrates a victory in Neumann College. We'll play tomorrow in the consolation game. One more time before we go here, your schedule for tomorrow. Lebanon Valley taking on Neumann, the consolation match at 1 o'clock. Oswego State takes on the Alvernia Golden Wolves in the Oswego State Classic Hockey Championship matchup. That's all the time we have for you here tonight on WTOP 10. Thank you for watching Hockey Night in Oswego, and we'll see you guys tomorrow at 1 o'clock for the consolation match between Neumann University and Lebanon Valley Dutchmen. Thanks for watching Hockey Night in Oswego right here on WTOP 10.